Is ESBR Boxing, delighted to be joined by the first time on the channel trainer Jamie Moore. Jamie, really good to meet you. Thank you for your time. First question I've got for you. Know you're a Man United fan. What was it like today, kind of rocking up at the Etihad for an event?
Yeah, mate, I've been here a few times, and sometimes it's not been a good experience. You know, we've walked away with our heads down. A few times we've walked away with our heads up. So, and do you know what? The last time I came here, actually, I was watching a cheering in concert. No, Coldplay. Came and watched Coldplay at the Etihad. So some good memories, but some not so good.
Yeah, well, it's obviously, it's going to be a fantastic arena and a fantastic night on August 24th. Thoughts on the press conference? We knew there was going to be back and forth with Sam involved, but yeah, just did you enjoy it? Do you enjoy it when those things happen?
Yeah, of course. Obviously, we've got a lot of respect for Regis, and you know, Sam's always going to be Sam. He's going to go in there and try and rock the boat and cause a few stirs and make the opposition a little bit rattled. But you know, it's early days. You know, we've got a long time before the fight, and tensions aren't brewing just yet. But I'm just seeing a little bit of face off with Sam and your man there. He might get crushed. He was hoping I was going to save him, but there's no chance I'm stepping in between that.
No, I've got you for at least a couple more minutes, but yeah, it does look like it might be getting feisty over there. Still want to touch on the date. It's almost exactly 3 months after Jack's last fight.
Yeah.
Can you just talk to me a bit about how the discussions went in terms of, did anyone think it was worth just kind of staying about the gym for a little bit after a 12-round fight, or was it just a case of getting out as soon as possible?
It was a case of Jack got offered the day. He said, I'll go back to the gym, see how I feel. He had a couple of weeks off, including getting married in that time as well. And he came back, had a couple of sessions in the gym, felt brilliant, and he said, you know what's the point? I'll be in the gym anyway, training, because he's in the gym every day training, he's always fit. And he said, what's the point? I may as well take advantage of it and make the most of it while I've got momentum. So that was the thinking behind it. He sparred a couple of times, sparred brilliant, and said, right, let's do it.
Yeah, well, fantastic. Really looking forward to seeing out again on August the 24th. Just want to ask Jamie, Teofimo Lopez obviously fought last week. Steve Claggett, he was expected to win. He did win. Did you manage to catch the fight? What did you make of what you've seen?
I didn't see the full fight, but I've seen the highlights. And, you know, he wasn't vintage Teofimo, and I think he can do a lot better than that. But like I was saying at the press conference there, the reason why we took Regis is because we didn't want to drop the level of opposition, because sometimes you don't perform because your mind's not on the job, or you don't have those nerves or adrenaline, whereas I know he'll be up for fighting Regis and it'll bring the best out in him. Yeah. So maybe that was the case with Teofimo. He mentioned the weight as well, which could be an issue, could be a factor. So we never know, we'll see what happens, but I'm hoping that Teofimo watches the fight, fancies the Jack Catterall fight after we've beat Regis, hopefully, God willing, and that fight can take place, you know, fingers crossed, before the end of the year.
Yeah, no, look, could see Teofimo Lopez in Manchester next month. Fingers crossed, it'd be great to see him. In an ideal world, is that the perfect fight for you, Jamie? I know you're not going to oversee Regis. I know it's a tricky question to answer, but there are other champions available. But is fighting Teofimo Lopez in an ideal world, is that the fight that would happen for Jack in terms of fighting for a world title?
Him or Paro? I think if you was going to ask me who I would regard as number one at the minute in the division, it would be Teofimo. But Paro was a great performance, winning the world title, and I think he deserves to be right up there as well. So either of them two would be perfect, you know. And I don't, as you say, we're not overlooking Regis. It's a tough fight in its own right, but you know, I firmly believe Jack beats him, and then we move on and get a world title shot.
Fantastic. Last one from me, Jamie. Just want to touch on the massive fights happening September 21st. Anthony Joshua, Daniel Dubois. From a trainer's perspective, Dubois going in there as an underdog. I'm not sure, some people have him as a massive underdog, some people not so much. Off the top of your head, what advice would you give Daniel Dubois going into that fight? 90-odd thousand people at Wembley Stadium as the underdog. What would you be saying to him in a nutshell?
Well, he's got to be cool, calm, collected, and I'd say to him, if I was coaching, I'd be saying you have to be really aware in the first 2 or 3 rounds. You know, make sure you don't walk into anything stupid. He didn't start his last fight that great, but then he came through and was really good as the fight progressed. So my advice would be to sort of get those edgy first couple of rounds, because by all accounts he can punch himself, and drag AJ into the later rounds and sort of test him there. But I just got a feeling he's getting AJ at the wrong time. He's in the form of his career, and I've got a feeling it might turn into a bit of a slugfest, and it might only go sort of 4, 5, 6 rounds, and I can see AJ coming out on top.
Jamie Moore, thank you very much for your time.
Cheers, pal. Thank you.
Thanks, Jamie.
Nice one,
Cheers.
mate.